What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to Project 86 Reacts. Today is a different type of video. I've done one of these before. This is a Season 3 tier list. Thank you so much to Emiko for making this. Again, he made the last one. Go check out Emiko, link in the description below. Go check out the tier list. Make your own tier list below. Share it, all that. I'm excited to see everybody's. But let's get into the tier list. So the beginning of the season, we started off with Caught writing his bleeding through the wall every night at 3 a.m. This was a super great start, a little slow to the beginning of Season 3. I would give it A. I think it was good, definitely not S, definitely not B. I thought it was a super good start to the season. It was kind of a different pace from, all the exaggerated stuff from Season 2. But yeah, it was super weird and like, what's happening? But I really liked it. I thought it was good. Next one, which is Overnight Challenge to Catch a Ghost Writing on Our Walls. That was a pretty good video. Definitely an overnight. And like, I know at this point we're just going to do overnights this whole season, which turns out not really. I really liked it. I thought it was a fun overnight. I would give this an A tier too. Most of these will be S, A, and B. There may be one that's a C. No D's here. It's just too good. Project 863 is too good. Okay, the next one is I found something upsetting under my floorboards. This is one, Subject 4 helped out. It was an Edgar Allan Poe, Do You Fancy Me Mad? So this was one that was like, there's a dead body. And we didn't know who it was at first. We thought it was an experiment survivor. But yeah, this was a good video. Another A tier. Most of these videos will always be an A tier. So the next one is Caught on Camera, Paranormal Footprints Leading Away. This was a super good video. Definitely not great. It was okay. Led to the filing cabinet and all that. I would probably give this a B. Definitely not my favorite, but definitely not a bad video. So the next one is He Would Only Talk to Me. I Survived a Maximum Security Prison. This is where we saw Ben without his whole getup. He only had his mask on. And Ben wasn't being controlled. He definitely wasn't. But yeah, I thought this was a super good video. I really enjoyed it. It was super cool to be in, see Ben, without his whole getup. I would probably give this an S. I loved it when it came out. It's still a great video. The next one, which is There Are Whispers Coming from Inside Our Walls. We kind of went around, just listening. Nothing big happened until the end when we heard stuff, but nothing big. I would probably give this a B. Not a great one, but definitely not bad in any way. So the next one, which is He Wasn't Prepared to Hear the Paranormal Voices. This is the one where Mike left. We had Mike help us. Matt kind of forced him to. But I personally, I liked this video. It was super sad to see Mike leave, but it was also like, oh my gosh, there's voices in the walls. So I really liked it. I'd give this an A. I really liked it. So the next one, which is Paranormal Voices Led Me to His Address. This is the one where they got the recording that Mike had, and they followed it, and it led him to Woods' apartment, and Woods quit. So this was 2 videos in a row where Woods quit, and I think a lot of people were like, who's going to quit in the next video? Which nobody did, thankfully. But this was a good video. Definitely oh my gosh, Woods is quitting. No, we can't have Woods quit. So I really liked it. Another A tier video. So the next one, which is Has He Been Lying the Whole Time? This was a purely Reddit React video. So it was slower and it, all that. Definitely not a great video. It was a Reddit React, It wasn't a normal video. And since it's a Reddit React and it was kind of off, I feel like, I would give it a C. It just wasn't my favorite. Going seasonal wise, this was definitely a weaker one just because it was a Reddit React. But good Reddit React. We didn't get many solely Reddit React videos. Hopefully, do we get more in the future? I really like them. But the next one is He Quit. This is the video where Woods came back and pretty much just got his stuff, and they had threw a little party for him, and then he came back until we figured this all out. Definitely super awkward in a lot of parts. And Matt was kind of passive aggressive, saying he'd bring in the authorities, which I don't know how he could. I would give it a B. I thought it was really good. So the next one, which is we contacted a government experiment survivor. So pretty much we contacted Woods' family friend that used to work for Syntech. Thankfully, yeah, there wasn't much. This was definitely more of just a sit down video, but she agreed very hesitantly to come in and be asked some questions. This video was definitely a little bit boring in my opinion. I'd give it a B. So the next one, which is I interviewed a government experiment survivor. Pretty much Woods, because she would only talk to Woods, interviewed the experiment survivor from Syntech and pretty much asked her some questions about Syntech, and that there were sensors in the walls to track employees and all that. So pretty much we got that information, which was, I think, really good. And then Matt said time was ticking and she stormed out. This was a good video. I would give it a B. I thought it was really good. So the next one, which is this creepy mannequin appeared at the studio. No one knows how. This video was definitely different than, the beginning of the season. But the mannequin first appeared in Matt's clothes, just jumping around and scaring them. This was definitely a super weird one because it was happening in front of us, unlike the writings where they were already there when we got there. This was moving around all throughout. So this was definitely creepy, and I know a lot of people were like, it's a haunted mannequin. But now we know it wasn't. But definitely a creepy one. Definitely A tier. I really liked it. I thought it was a good video. So the next one, which is It Woke Me Up at 3 a.m. Caught moving. Pretty much this happens later or in the night of the last video. And pretty much, Matt got a little thing about Red Base about a failed access. And pretty much, they all went there at 3 a.m., looked around. They opened up Red Base, looked around. The mannequin was in the middle of the driveway / parking lot. And then they got trapped in Red Base because they found the paranormal sensors. And they turned it on and it short-circuited everything, most likely. So they got stuck in Red Base. And this video was super good. I loved this video. Definitely an S tier. I thought it was super crazy and oh my gosh, we're stuck in Red Base. The next one is something is trying to push its way out. Pretty much they were still stuck in Red Base and something was pushing its hand out of the wall in the body outline room. And it was scary, and the noise was going off. They were about to break the window. Thankfully, it stopped. They went back up, and it was super far pressed, and then it started back up, and it blew up. Turns out, in the next video, it was only a speaker that looked like a hand, so that definitely makes it less creepy. But while this was happening, it was super creepy. I would give it an S tier. Towards the later of the season, all these episodes are going to be super highly ranked just because they're super good. So the next one is I crawled through a hidden tunnel I found in my walls. Pretty much they took everything out. Matt crawled. There was a safe in the wall. Somehow he knew the code. Maybe someone was mind controlling him and told him, or did it. And then they found a document and a little tracking beacon, which was almost like a little RSD that tracks the spire or other things. So pretty much we found that. This was definitely a good video. I would definitely give it an A. It was really good. So the next one, which is we found out this device was tracking my every move. This was a really good video. Pretty much They went to subject 4. They said try out the RSD. So we tried out the RSD and we found passive and active mode. And it looks like active mode was Matt and Ben. And then we switched it to passive. And there was a bunch of people, and we now know the bomb actually did go off, and it did infect people from season 2. So we didn't win there. So a lot of people were pretty much infected. So this was definitely a good video. They went to the park and saw that someone was actually infected. I would definitely give this an A tier. Next one is the police arrested Woods, and we have no idea why. Pretty much, Woods was arrested, and the team went through all his belongings. Now, should they have? No. At least in office-wise, yes, but they then went through his car, which was just more trespassing. But this was definitely and we found out, actually, that the experiment survivor was dead. So that was a big thing, definitely a big surprise. I would definitely give this video. I thought it was pretty fun, going through Woods' stuff, finding stuff, and then finding out that the experiment survivor was dead. That was crazy, because it was super we didn't know why. So the next one is we found who was haunting us. This is the first appearance of Phantom X. Pretty much, we went to the experiment survivor's motel room where she was staying because she left Woods her stuff and a room key. And pretty much we found a little camera which had Phantom X breaking in and looking for the files that we found on Project Pegasus. But yeah, we saw Phantom X. This was a super cool cliffhanger in my opinion. We found some really cool things on Project Pegasus and how it works. I would definitely give this video an S tier. So the next one is he appeared without warning. This happens, that same day that we saw Phantom X for the first time. But pretty much what happened was we got back and the team, except for Matt, got locked in the vault. They couldn't get in or out. And then Matt came up and Phantom X and Matt had a full-on conversation, which was crazy because, we'd only just met Phantom X and he was talking already. So this was a super big thing, and it kind of was like, okay, Phantom X, he's like Ben almost because he locks people in vaults. But I really liked this video. I thought it was a super interesting video. It was short. It was only like 13 minutes. But definitely the whole video was pretty good. A tier, S tier for sure. The next one is we found an abandoned cop car on the side of the road. Pretty much, John Doe messaged them. He told them that he was compromised and that he would leave them all their stuff that they gave him. So they met up. John Doe wasn't there, and the car had been ransacked pretty much, and the only thing that was left was the Syntech notebook from season 1 that nothing was in, and we didn't use it at all. So this video was definitely good. Definitely not an S. I would probably give it a B. It kind of was just like different from all the videos around it. But definitely, I enjoyed it. So definitely a B. So the next one is he trapped them when they least expected it. This was, I would say, the craziest episode or slash video. Pretty much, we were looking around, and we went into the server and we found the drives that go into the mini RSD, and one was the Spire, which leads us to the Spire, and pretty much Woods went over to Blue Base, Bailey went over, and then they went over, and we got kidnapped by Ben, and Phantom X showed up, and we learned it was Matt. This was, I think, the biggest, this was breathtaking. It was, Phantom X has been Matt. He's been the one haunting them. He's been the one doing all the stuff. So definitely a crazy video, and came out of nowhere. I feel like there were definitely some theories, but this was a crazy one. Definitely an S tier in my opinion. This one is he may have taken things too far. Pretty much, this takes place after the last video on the same day. Woods goes all rage, destroys the Mountaineer, and we pretty much need to get the Spire, but we didn't know how to. But thankfully, we called up Mike Badal. And he came in and he pretty much helped us figure out how to track the spire using the waves it puts out. So we're able to find it. So Mike really came in clutch for this one. This is definitely an A tier. I really liked it. I thought it was a really good video. So the next one is they turned against each other. Pretty much what happened was we got to the spire. There was a little bunker underneath. Sam went down. And pretty much Nelson knew that she was there. They went back up. Ben then took their order. Pretty much they gave him peppermint, and there's hazelnut and peppermint. Peppermint is the good one. We gave it to him, and then Ben switched up the codes on Nelson. So he gave him hazelnut, which was actually peppermint, which put on passive mode for the spire. And pretty much Matt and Ben were taken off the mind control. We got to see Ben's full face. And, you know, Nelson is out of Matt and out of Ben. Ben and Matt are back to normal, and Ben's going to go atone for everything that he's done. This was a crazy video. Definitely super crazy since we all thought it was a season finale too. So definitely a good video. Okay, the final video from season 3 was we figured out who was haunting Spellbound for 7 months. Pretty much, we found out that it was Matt doing all the hauntings. You know, the mannequins, all that, the writings on the wall. It was all Matt being controlled by Nelson. This was kind of like, since Matt doesn't remember anything from the last 7 months since the serum bomb went off, or what we thought went off, and it actually did. Pretty much we kind of caught up Matt on everything. He remembered some stuff, and we got to see some footage of Matt, or of Nelson, you know, doing the writings on the wall using Matt when we didn't know, and now we know exactly how he did it. And then pretty much at the end of this, Overkill returns. As you can tell, this is why I'm in my Overkill setup, or get up. But yeah, Overkill is returning for Season 4. Season 4 starts April 4th. So in 1 week, there will be a new reaction out on the first episode of Season 4. This video right here is an S tier video. A lot of S tier videos from the season and A tiers. Only 1 C and a couple Bs. But this season was super great. You know, they did an amazing job on it. Thank you all so much for watching this little tier list. But yeah, so thank you all so much for watching. And it would be greatly appreciated if you subscribe and hit the bell so you get notified every time I upload. And follow Project 860reacts on Instagram. Go follow Emiko on YouTube, his Instagram. And go make your own tier list. Link in the description. But yeah, thank you all so much for watching. I'll see you on the next one. And remember to look closer.